Once again, welcome back, students, and we will continue with our math for PSC. And today we're going to deal with mixed fraction. So if you can see on the board, we have 2.5 divided by 1 1/3 minus 1.5. So if you can see that here they gave us mixed number, and what we want to do with this fraction is to change our mixed number to improper fraction. Then we could follow our sign of division and subtraction of fraction. So remember, we cannot divide and subtract fraction at the same time, so we're going to work them step by step based on which sign comes first. All right, so let's do our first step. The first thing we want to do in this problem is to change our mixed number to improper fractions. And in order for us to do that, we'll multiply our whole number with our denominator, and we're going to add it with the numerator and put our answer under our same denominator. So let's do that, and we get along with the problem. So we're going to change 2.5, so it's 2 times 2, which is 4, plus 1, so it's 5, over 2, divided, our same sign. Then we're going to change this, 1 times 3, 3, and 1, 4. So it's 4 over 3, which is the same denominator, minus, we keep our same sign. And we're going to change this mixed number also to improper fraction. 1 times 2, 2, and 1, 3. So it's 3 over the same denominator, 2. Okay, so we're going to solve our problem. But the way we want to solve our problem is that we want to work with the first set of fraction first. Then the answer that we get from the 5 over 2 divided by 4 over 3, we're going to minus it by that 3 over 2. So let's separate it. All right, so here we have 5 over 2 divided by 4 over 3. So the rule of a dividing fraction, it means that we're going to multiply our fraction and do the reciprocal. But first, we want to bring down our 5 over 2. After you bring down your 5 over 2, the rule says that you're going to change your sign from division to multiplication. And after changing your sign, we do the reciprocal, or we change our denominator and put it to the top and bring our numerator to the bottom. So that means that instead of 4 over 3, we're going to switch it around. So now it will be 3 over 4. So now we have 5 over 2 times 3 over 4. And again, when it comes to dividing fraction, we simply bring down our 5 over 2, we change our sign to multiplication, and we do the reciprocal. Instead of 4 over 3, we're going to switch it around, and it will be 3 over 4. So after we do that, all we need to do now is just to multiply across, and we get our answer, so we could subtract it from 3 over 2. So 5 times 3 is 15 over 2 times 4, which is equal to 8. So we get 15 over 8 from the division part. So now we're going to work our next step, which is the answer that we got from this problem. So we'll work it separately. 15 over 8 that we got from 5 over 2 divided by 4 over 3, minus, remember the sign is minus, 3 over 2. All right, so now we want to find the answer from that, and that will solve our problem. Okay, so we want to work the second part of the problem, and now we're left with 15 over 8. Remember that we got from this, minus the second part of the problem, which is 3 over 2 that they gave us. So we want to find the LCM of 8 and 2. So the LCM of 2, we go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 by multiples. Then we go 8, 16, 24. As I look, I could see that my LCM, which is the least common multiple of 2 and 8, of course, is 8. So now, after finding your LCM, which is 8, I'm going to ask myself, 8 times what gives me 8? So it's 8 times 1. So I'm going to carry up the times 1. Then I will go to the 2 and do the same thing for my denominator. So I'll ask myself, 2 times what gives me 8? and I know it's 2 times 4, so I'm going to put my times 4 here. All right, again, a quick review. What did we do? We found our LCM of 2 and 8, which is 8. So 8 is the least common multiple of 2 and 8. And after I find my LCM, I come to both of my denominators, and I ask myself, 8 times what gives me 8? 8 times 1. So I carry up the times 1 after the 15. Then I come to the 2 and ask myself, 2 times what gives me 8? And it's 2 times 4. So I carry up my times 4. So you see what we did now? We make this 8 and we make this 8. So our denominator is 8. So one more step that we need to do, multiply the 15 times 1, which is 15, minus the 3 times 4, which is 12. And when we subtract, it's 15 minus 12, which is 3 over our same denominator, 8, and our problem is solved. So once again, let's do a quick review from start to finish, just for you to remember what we did in order for us to get that 3 over 8. So remember, we're dealing with mixed fraction, and it gave us 2 and 1 over 2 divided by 1 and 1/3 minus 1 and 1 over 2. So I know whenever you're going to change a mixed number to improper fraction, you're going to multiply your whole number with your denominator and add it with your numerator, and you put it over your same denominator. So how did I get this 5 over 2? Remember, it's 2 times 2, 4, and 1, 5 over 2. Then we use our same sign, divided by 1 times 3, 3 plus 1, 4 over 3. We use our same minus sign. Then 1 times 2, 2, and 1, 3 over 2. So we got 5 over 2 divided by 4 over 3 minus 3 over 2. So after we change our mixed number to improper fraction, we got this from this. When it comes to dividing fraction, we'll change our sign to multiplication, and we'll do the reciprocal, which means that your denominator will become your numerator, and your numerator will become your denominator. To continue the problem, we bring down our 5 over 2, change our sign, remember, from division to multiplication. That's just the rule. And we do the reciprocal. So instead of 4 over 3, we switch it around, and now our second part of the fraction is 3 over 4. And after we do that, we just multiply across. 5 times 3, 15, and 2 times 4 is 8. So we got 15 over 8 from this. So 15 over 8 minus 3 over 2. And we find the LCM of our 8 and 2. Our LCM is 8. We work it here. And after finding my LCM, I ask myself, 8 times what gives me 8? So it's 8 times 1. So I put my times 1 after the 15. Then I come to the 2 and ask myself, 2 times what gives me 8? Then it's 2 times 4. So I carry up the times 4 after the 3. Because we're going to multiply the 15 with the 1 and the 3 times 4. And remember now, both of my denominators, they're 8, because 8 times 1, 8, and 2 times 4, 8. Okay, so when I multiply 15 times 1, I get 15. Use my same sign, minus. 3 times 4 is 12, over my same LCM, which is 8. And 8 is the denominator. So 15 minus 12 is 3, and over 8. So my answer for this problem is 3 over 8. So 2 and 1 over 2 divided by 1 and 1 over 3 minus 1 and 1 over 2. Our answer is 3 over 8. I trust that this video helped you. Thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, you can subscribe for more videos. Look forward for part 2, where we're going to deal with mixed number and addition and subtraction of mixed fraction. Stay in tune.